trial was a sham, an absolute farce, and the American people see it for what it is. I'm in shock about this verdict. But I was in shock that this trial actually went forward in the first place. But what I have seen all across the state of Iowa as I'm out doing town halls and hearing from our good folks is that this further solidifies their support for Donald Trump. They see him being persecuted by the left, and it is all political. They see through this. But it's doing the exact opposite of what the Democrats and the liberal left thought it would. More people are gathering around Trump in defense of Trump because of this trial. But I hope that on appeal, he will be found innocent of all those charges. This has been absolutely ridiculous, Mike.
Well, yeah, and Senator, it appears that many Americans agree with you. In the hours following the verdict, the Trump campaign raised $52.8 million. That shatters fundraising records this election cycle. There was so much traffic on the GOP's primary fundraising website, WinRed, it temporarily crashed on Thursday night. Senator, what does this fundraising haul tell you about the mood of the American electorate right now?
Oh, Mike, it tells me that the people are fed up with this Biden administration, and they want to see our nation righted once again. We are tired of the fingers of the left going through the judiciary branch. We need to see good people serving in these positions. And that's why the American people are going to focus on Republicans this year. They're going to turn out in droves. They're going to support President Donald Trump and Republicans all up and down the ticket because they're tired of the left's funny business. They're tired of the climate ideology. They're tired of young liberals chanting death to America on college campuses. They're tired of boys participating in women's sports. This has just been an outrageous 3.5 years so far under Joe Biden's presidency. We need to have Donald Trump back in the White House.
Senator Joni Ernst joining us on America Right Now. Senator, President Biden reacting to this verdict on Friday. He posted this on X. In part, there's only one way to keep Donald Trump out of the Oval Office, and that's at the ballot box. We've got our first presidential debate coming up at the end of the month. Senator, do you believe President Biden might use Trump's conviction as a get-out-of-debate free card?
He might very well. And we know that President Joe Biden, man, he can barely get through a speech without mumbling and stumbling. And he will probably try and use whatever excuse he can to get out of debates. But that's really unfortunate because we would see then the vitality of Donald Trump and his quick, sharp wit and the way he can respond when you pair that up against a very weak, feeble Joe Biden. So that's really unfortunate. We need to see the two of them paired up together so we get a full visual on the difference between Donald Trump and what he can do and bring for our country versus what we have seen in the last 3.5 years under Joe Biden and the demise of our democracy.
Senator, a number of your Senate colleagues sent a letter to the White House on Friday condemning the White House for making a mockery of the rule of law, vowing to axe any non-security appropriations bills, boycott any political and judicial nominees, and block the expedited consideration of any new non-security legislation. Are you on board with these terms?
Well, I would likely be on board, but let's be clear about this. There's very little moving on the floor of the United States Senate already. Chuck Schumer is not moving legislation. He has us down to about a 2-day work week to give his candidates opportunity to go out and visit with their constituencies. They know they're going to have a very tough election cycle. So, yes, I would be willing to consider all of those measures. And I know that we will be talking about this when we return to Washington, D.C. on Monday. So, again, I do believe we need to start pushing back on the Democrats as best we can. But I'll tell you, Chuck Schumer, Leader Schumer of the Democratic Party, has us doing very little already.